Hi everyone. Okay, so today I'm going to start a new series on my channel with respect to angel encounters and communication from the other side. Now, the reason why I say it's going to be a series is because honestly, guys, I have about 1,000 stories, okay, at this point, in time. But I want to share these because I know people are interested in stuff like this. It's very cool. It's interesting. It's quite magical as well. And I am going to need you to let me know if you like this, because then I will proceed with a part 2. And how you can let me know is by commenting and liking the video. Okay, so to start, I think I'm going to tell 4 stories today. I am going to try to tell these stories in as little amount of words as possible because I don't want this to be super long. I do want to mention that these stories are going to be all over the place, okay? They're not going to be within a particular category. I am just going to free flow. So there are 4 particular stories or encounters that came to mind when I sat down to make this video, and that's what I'm going to tell today. So the first story. Now, this one has a lot to do with a particular connection that came into my life. You guys would maybe coin it, or put the term on it of a twin flame. I say a high level connection. So I'm going to tell the story, okay? I was in a park. I just finished a hike, okay, with a friend, and we went to go sit down. There was a couple benches we could have chosen from, but we decided to sit on this one particular bench. And this is when I was really going through, it was the initial meeting, and it was kind of fresh in my mind, and I wanted to talk about it. So I decided that day I was gonna let her know what had happened to me. So I told her everything about, what happened, what I felt, the intense connection. And then I kind of showed her a picture of the person as well too. And when I showed the picture, they were able to see the person's name. Now, the interesting thing that had happened is that as soon as I had showed her that photo, she kind of was she was just taken aback. I don't know, something made her look behind me, and she was looking and she was like, oh my God. She goes, look behind you. And I'm like, oh my God, is it a spider? How big is it? Oh my God, get it away from me, right? But I looked behind me, and the person's name was etched into the bench, and I was just shocked because it's not a common name. It's not a name like Chris or Mark. It's actually quite rare. And I was just like, if that's not a sign, I don't know what is. And that was at the moment in time when I was getting a lot of synchronicities, especially with the name being shown. So it kind of, when I'm looking back at it, it made sense. But out of all the benches we could have sat at, I'm surprised we sat at that one. And then, her also noticing it because it was behind my back. And why I didn't notice it, I mean, I can't tell you. But yeah, that was one situation that really, out of 1,000, with respect to that person, that, it really freaked me out. So that was the first story I wanted to share with you all. And that definitely was communication from the other side, because they were trying to get my attention, that this was very important, what I was experiencing with this person. Now, let's jump into another story. Okay, so this one is, we're going to take you all the way, over here. So I was in a situation where I had taken someone to court, okay? And I initiated it. I was, the pursuer of that. And I was in a court, of law. And I was just standing there with my lawyer, and it was interesting, it was packed to the rim, just packed inside there. And I remember standing there, and usually as the client, you don't have to really pay attention because that's what they're for, they're there for your lawyer. So I was just kind of looking around, and then something told me look down, which is weird because I don't really look down. That's one thing I just don't really do. I'll look around, but I don't ever look down. And so I looked down, and then I seen on the floor there was a business card, and the business card was flipped on its back. Okay, so the white side of the card. And guess what was written on that card? 777. And I was like, what? Then I kind of looked around because I'm thinking, does anybody else see this? Is it maybe for somebody else? Was it not for me? Now, I felt like I didn't want to pick it up because I didn't want to look suspicious. Like, it's just kind of weird to do that. So I said, I was just kind of like boiling inside. Like, what? Like, what are the chances of this? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Why is there a business card? Does anybody even write angel numbers on a business card? Maybe somebody out there can shed some light on that. Maybe you have before, but I've never seen anybody, anybody do that, or like seen a business card. Really, we don't really use them anymore, to be honest. So the fact that it was the business card, and then secondly, that it was turned on its back, because it didn't have to be turned on its back. It could have been turned on its front. And the fact that it was 777, and it's interesting because at that time when I saw that, I had been seeing that number a lot. Now that did have a lot to do with what was coming for me. I don't want to give too much information, but it was basically just letting me know, like, hey, you've got this. Like, and not only that you've got this and that you're doing the right thing, there's so much prosperity and abundance coming for you. And that was actually when I had purchased like a home just within a few months. And that the way that came about, that other home, was just very weird, the way it just kind of popped in. I never looked out for it. It just kind of found me. So kind of interesting. So yeah, that's my second story. And I still to this day can't get over why would someone write 77 on a business card? I don't know. Anyways, next one. Now this one is an angel encounter. It's actually very close to my heart because I have some regret regarding it. So this was when I was going to college, and it was brutal. I was ignoring all kinds of signs. It was a bad snowstorm. I remember at 7 a.m. looking at the news, and they were like, just, try to stay home if you can. But me, I just so stubborn at that time, I just really wanted to, be in class and make sure that I got what I needed to get from there. We didn't, back then it was not like it is now where you could just catch up online. So I felt like if I didn't go, I would have missed something. And there was signs along the way, saying go back. So the first thing that happened was that I ran out of windshield wiper. So I stopped, and then I got some from the gas station and I filled it up. Then the second thing that happened was I missed my exit. Okay. And guys, the roads were so bad. Oh my God. I was seeing actually even like so many accidents as I was going as well too. So like, take a message from this story. Please also, like, when you are, receiving signs, like pay attention to them. So after that, I filled up. I went to fill up and I got gas, and then I was back on the road. My car literally just out of nowhere just started like quickly, like donutting. Is that a word? Spinning. I can't even understand to this day how I didn't hit somebody, because it was full of traffic, and it was, again, like 8 a.m. I just don't understand how I didn't like hit somebody. And I remember holding my head because I was really worried that I was going to hit my head. And then something said to me, like, step on your brakes. So I stepped on my brakes. And when I stepped on my brakes, I was like this close away from the ditch. So I literally had just made it. Now, this is where the angel encounter comes into focus, or comes into play. As soon as my car stopped, it was like, okay, my car stopped, and then I heard this. So car stopped, and then I heard car stopped. How's that possible? I didn't think about it at the beginning, but it hit me after, like, that would make no sense. Like, you couldn't just be spinning quickly and then your car just all of a sudden stops, and then someone's there banging on your window. So I kind of, I was in shock at that point. I really didn't know what was going on. I literally thought I had hit her. I didn't know what she was doing there. She was beautiful though. She had beautiful brown hair, blue eyes, like her hair was curly. She had blue eyes. She literally felt and had I can't explain it, but she had the face of an angel. That's just how I felt. And she's like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, oh my God, did I hit you? I'm so sorry, did I hit you? She's like, no, I just want to know if you're okay. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm okay. I think I'm just going to try to get back on. And then I just kind of started initiating rolling my window up. And then I was putting my seatbelt back on, and I said, wait a minute, I didn't even thank her. So I went to go look in the rear view mirror to see where she was at, like how far she was, you know, because it was like, had been 2 seconds, how far it was that she would be back to her car. And there was nothing. She wasn't there. There was no car behind me. And I remember kind of like blowing it off because I was still in shock, but then it followed me this long, okay? Because I really wish I could have thanked her that she actually, you know, showed up to see if I was okay, to actually be there at that moment. But it does kind of like pull at my heartstrings a bit because I never got to say thank you. So I have energetically tried to pass on that message. And I know that was probably somebody who was a part of my spirit team, but yeah, that happened. And she had the face of an angel. You know, one thing I can share with you is that if you do ever encounter, you know, angel encounters on earth, they will always look like angelic, even if they look like they're in human form. So that's all I'm going to share today. I thought I was going to go with the 4th one, but I don't want this to be super long because I just want to first see how much you guys enjoy this kind of stuff. If you want to hear more of it, let me know and I will make a part 2. So thanks, guys.